Performance Center. Illuminate. On stage Friday, October 6th. The best new act in America. A journey of light, dance, and sound. Spectacular, magical, dazzling. The show plenty are trying to imitate, but they'll never out-innovate. Illuminate. Friday, October 6th at the EPC. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com by phone or the box office. Sponsored by Turnkey Computers. IT support for small business.
Real Life Radio. 90.9 The Vine.
90.9 The Vine, in conjunction with AreaSports.net, proudly presents The Sports Couch. The Sports Couch is the area's only locally produced weekly sports show that is live on FM radio and also streamed live on both of our websites at AreaSports.net and WVYN.org. Who will be on the couch this morning? Let's find out. The Sports Couch is on the air right now. And hello again, sports fans. We got another busy show for you today here on the Sports Couch. I'm Randy Olson, live in studio, flying solo again today as Danny Ounceman, our sidekick, is in the field doing some more harvesting, as trying to get all the crops in while the weather is acceptable to do that. We've had kind of dry weather here the last few days, and definitely going to be warm again today, so it's a good chance to get some of those crops harvested. So that's what he's busy doing today. I'm sure he's listening in, though, and we have, like I said, a lot of guests with us on the show. We're going to talk to 7 different coaches this morning, 6 of them related to football and 1 related to softball. And it's going to be a great lineup this morning. We're going to visit with Coach Justin Townsend of the Fairfield Mules here in just a moment. They improved to 4-0 on the season last night with a win. We'll talk to Joe Rivers, the head coach of the Edwards County Lions. We'll talk to Bobby Brenneisen, the head coach of the Centralia Orphans. We'll talk to Joe Clark, the head coach of the El Dorado Eagles. We'll talk to Brett Hefner, the head coach of the Effingham Flaming Hearts. Big win for them last night. And we'll talk to Robbie Kirk, the head football coach of the Sparta Bulldogs. They broke a long losing streak last night with a big win over Pinckneyville, so we'll talk to Robbie about that. We're also going to have Kenzi Tate on the show. Kenzi, of course, was an outstanding softball player in college at UT Martin after a great career in Mount Vernon, and she's going to be involved in a very exciting softball clinic that's coming up for area girls to participate in. That clinic's going to be held down in Marion. We'll talk to her about that, and she's just one of many instructors and coaches that will be a part of that. So join us for that coming up here on the show this morning. Last night in Black Diamond Conference football action, it was the Fairfield Mules shutting out the Hamilton County Foxes 40-0. El Dorado over Carmi 38-14. Edwards County beat Christopher 42-6. Cesar-Valier remained undefeated on the season as the Red Devils beat Johnston City 46-8, and it was Chester over Vienna 43-13. Of course, you can see all of these scores on our sports website at AreaSports.net. South 7 Conference action last night. Centralia Orphans beat Carbondale 42-21. As I said, we'll talk to Coach Bobby Brenneisen about that later on in the show. The Orphans, by the way, went into last night's game ranked 9th in the state in Class 5A football. Belleville-Altoff, no problem with Mount Vernon last night as the Crusaders cruised 55-6. The game last night at Cahokia between Marion and Cahokia was postponed due to concerns of things going on in St. Louis. They will play that game this afternoon, is my understanding, at 2 o'clock, and it will be played in Cahokia. River-to-River Conference action last night, as I mentioned. Sparta broke a long losing streak last night as they beat Pinckneyville 28-7, and I believe that was on the road at Pinckneyville. West Frankfort with the upset in the conference last night. They beat Harrisburg 37-21. It was Murfreesboro over Massac County 42-20. Heron all over Benton, 52-22. Those Tigers have a good football team. DuQuoin over DuQuoin lost to Carterville 20-7. And Anna Jonesboro put 71 points up against Nashville, beating the Hornets 71-34. Little Illini Conference action last night. It was Red Hill over Newton, 42-31. That raises a few eyebrows. Marshall over Olney, 28-20. Robinson beat Casey Westfield 33-20. Flora plays today at Lawrenceville for football action there today against the Indians. In the Cahokia Conference last night, it was Trenton Westclun over Columbia in an upset, 21-16. Redbud over Salem by a score of 47-6. In the Apollo Conference last night, as we mentioned, the Effingham Hearts, the big win last night over Lincoln. They win that 63-14, and we'll talk to Coach Brett Hefner about that coming up later on in the show. Also last night, it was Taylorville over Mahomet Seymour, 31-12. Mattoon beat Charleston 41-24. Mississippi Valley Conference last night, Highland over Jerseyville 42-7. Mascoutah beat Waterloo 31-19, and Triad over Bethalto 46-7. And in non-conference games last night, Paris over Freeburg 42-19, and Mount Carmel came from behind to beat Breeze Mater Dei in overtime 27-26. Again, you can see all those scores, of course, posted there on our sports website at AreaSports.net. Well, when we come back, we are going to be talking to the head coach of the Fairfield Mules, and that, of course, is Coach Justin Townsend, as they move to 4-0 on the season and throw another shutout last night. That's 3 out of the 4 games this year that they have shut their opponent out, and they have not been giving up very many yards on the ground, as they have really been stingy with teams on the ground. So we'll talk to him about that coming up next on the Sports Couch. Stay tuned.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
This is your home for best Christian music.
WVYN, Blueford Wayne City, Fairfield, Mount Vernon.
When it comes to custom cabinets and furniture, Barbary Woodworks in Fairfield is the name you need to know for American-made cabinets with American-made products. For the kitchen and bath, they also feature DuPont, Corian, Zodiac, and Granite. Barbary Woodworks also specializes in hardwood flooring, trim doors, and windows. In fact, they have a showroom where you can see it all at 307 Highland Avenue in Fairfield. Or go online and visit their website at barbaryswoodworks.com and visit them on Facebook as well.
Hi, this is Ashley DeVoy with the Fairfield Banking Company. We've been strongly rooted in this area since 1892. Our foundation is strong and we offer a unique checking account for customers 50 and older. It's called the 1892 Founders Club Checking, and it puts your money to work with interest paid on balances of $1,000 or more. You've worked hard to build a strong financial foundation for yourself, and now it's time to reap the rewards, including free checks and paper statements. Learn more about the 1892 Founders Club Checking Account, available at the Fairfield Banking Company, 915 Commerce Drive, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey, welcome back to the Sports Couch here live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio, and also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites, live video streaming at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson, live in studio. Danny is not with us this morning, but he hopefully will return back to the show next week. Big win last night for the Fairfield Mules. They improved to 4-0 on the season. They throw their third shutout out of 4 games this year, as they shut out the Hamilton County Foxes last night 40-0. With us is head coach Justin Townsend of the Mules. And Coach, you got to be thrilled with last night's performance again, particularly by your defense.
Yeah, defensively played really well. And really the first quarter, I thought last night we came out and just performed really well. And then maybe our kids kind of got complacent, maybe took our foot off the pedal a little bit. We didn't score in that second quarter. Maybe played a little sloppy, I would say, But, I thought our kids responded well. First couple series, and toward the quarter, we were able to push it to 40 and get the running clock. But, we did a lot of good things last night. Don't get me wrong. We had interception return for a touchdown, second week in a row. Made some big plays on special teams. Spread the ball around offensively like we've been doing, and we definitely aren't going to have anybody win any individual rushing titles this year, but maybe as a team we might, So I think we had 10 different guys carry the ball, and then we had, I think, 6 or 7 with 20 or more yards. So pretty pleased with that. And once again, like you said, our defense continues to perform well.
Well, that is awesome that you had 10 different people carry the football last night. I mean, that's really spreading the love around there.
Yeah, like I said, we feel pretty comfortable with, we got 6 or 7 guys, and we honestly, we have a couple in our back pocket that we haven't used because they're big-time defensive players for us. But if we had to, they're ready too. So, it's one of those situations last night. We were a little dinged up, had a few injuries within the game, but our depth really showed. We're able to throw another guy out there, and we really don't, lose anything. So I think that's going to be really beneficial down the stretch here.
Yeah, that's great. As you look around the league last night at some of the other scores, anything stand out to you? You see that Edwards County beat Christopher, Cesar-Valera over Johnson City, Chester over Vienna, and El Dorado over Carmi.
Nothing really surprising. I did think the El Dorado Carmi game would be maybe a little bit closer. But at the same time, I'm sure El Dorado's probably had that one marked on their calendar for a while from last year. And then you got to go down there and play, and that's a tough situation. Not surprised really with Edwards County, and a little surprised maybe with the Chester-Vienna score, just because Vienna's been running the ball really well. They got 2 nice backs, and I thought that might be a 40-36 football game. I thought Chester struggled a little bit defensively against us, but maybe they got things figured out. They're a nice team. I really thought going into that game, the winner of that game can possibly get 5 wins and get in the playoffs. So I think Chester's kind of in the driver's seat for that now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and as we look at the schedule, of course, next week you're going to be taking on a Carmi Bulldog team that, after losing last night, they're going to be hungry for another victory. And, of course, anytime the Bulldogs and the Mules get together, it's always an exciting football game.
Yeah, the thing with our schedule is we set up 4 of our last 5 are at home. We've been on the road 3 of the first 4 weeks, so this is where we wanted to be. Obviously 1 week at a time. I've been saying that all year. And Carmi's our rival week 5. We know it's going to be them. I'm sure, they would like nothing more than to beat us and get back on track. The reality is they've played Cesar and El Dorado, 2 of the better teams in the conference, and, played them fairly tough. So we're going to have to be ready to go. I know they're big, physical up front. They got 2 really nice running backs, so we're going to have to be ready to go. And it's one of those things when these 2 teams play, Carmi and Fairfield, there isn't going to be any surprises.
Mm-hmm.
We've been playing each other for 100 years. Coach Simon and I are the elder statesmen in the conference. We've been playing each other for 16, 17 years now. I got a lot of respect for him and what he's done there. And, he was one of the older coaches when I came in, kind of took me under the ropes when we were back in the NEC and, helped me do things the right way. So I got to give him a lot of credit. And he's really built that program back up. When he took that job over, 20 years ago, Carmi football was really down. And now, year in and year out, they're a playoff team, and so we tried to get to that point that they were at, and it took some time, and we feel like we're there, and obviously Carmi's still there, so it's going to be a big ball game.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a huge crowd, so it's going to be exciting, and our kids are ready. We're ready to play in a game like that. We've played a couple programs the last couple of weeks that are down a little bit, and the reality is kids are pretty smart about things. They came out, they took care of business these last couple of weeks, and I think they're ready to be challenged, and we're definitely going to get that against Carmi this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw a statistic that was published there by Weeze at the Wayne County Press saying that in 4 football games now, the Mules defense has only given up 45 yards rushing. That's an incredible statistic.
Yeah, and that's a credit to our defensive guys up front, our front seven. I mean, they're pretty special. It's a good group. It's an experienced group. 4 of the 5 have been starting up front since they were sophomores, and then Hefner is a junior, started as a freshman. So I mean, it's a good group. Our backers are good. Chip Simpson, Lance Jolly, also experienced guys. And we're really going to be challenged this week, with the 2 backs that they have, the Yates kid and Northcott kid. I mean, they got a good mix there with speed, and they have the ability to break the long play. So I think, the big thing for us is tackling an open field and taking care of that. And then our secondary has to be ready for play-action pass because, Coach Simon, an old quarterback that he is, he will put it up in the air definitely. But, if we feel like we can shut down one aspect of the game against teams, whether it's the rushing or passing aspect, and make them one-dimensional, that really helps yourself defensively and really goes a long way to winning football games.
Mm-hmm. Sure does. All right, Coach. Well, again, congratulations on the win last night, improving to 4-0 on the season. The Mules looking real good both offensively and defensively, and best of luck as you prepare for those Carmi Bulldogs next week, and that'll be, of course, at the train yard, so good luck.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. It's Justin Townsend, the head coach of the Fairfield Mules, 45 yards rushing in 4 games. Now, think about that for a moment. 45 yards rushing given up in 4 games. That is truly, truly remarkable. So kudos to that defensive line for the Mules and the great effort that they have put forth so far this year. We, like I said, have a lot of coaches to get on the show today, so I'm going to just try to dial another one up right now instead of going to break and see if we can make a connection here with Coach Joe Rivers of the Edwards County Lions. They got a nice effort last night as well, so let's see if we can make connection with Joe. Try that here in just a second. In the meantime, again, I encourage you to check out the scores, of course, on our sports website at AreaSports.net. As you had Edwards County winning last night over Christopher by a score of 42-6. And Edwards County will, of course, be on that schedule for Fairfield here in a few weeks. So that should be an interesting matchup as well. Give me just a second here. Joe Rivers. Doing fine this morning. How are you? Congratulations on the win last night. Edwards County Lions over Christopher 42-6. Tell us about the football game.
We played a complete game. I mean, we've been battling a lot of injuries. We got 2 or 3 guys sitting out. Some other guys stepped up and filled in nicely, and we got the job done.
So you say you got some guys out for injuries. What's the extent of those injuries, Coach?
I got tailback with a hamstring that's just kind of lingering. I tried to rest him and not let him play at all last night, and hopefully he'll be back next week. 2 linemen with, I hope and I think, are just minor dings. We held them out last night to try to get them healed up as well. So we got our senior center back for limited action last night, which helped us a little bit. He played about 3 series, and then we pulled him to rest him as well. So we got 4 guys that are starters that are kind of healing up right now, and hopefully we get them all back next week. Excellent.
So did you get off to a quick start last night in that game against Christopher?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we drove right down the field real quick, scored. Got a good defensive stop right out of the gate, and got the ball back and went right down the field and scored. And then we sacked the quarterback, caused a fumble on about the 17, 18-yard line, took the ball again, took it in, and scored, I think, in one play.
Wow, that's fantastic. And defensively, can you give me any stat as to what you gave up last night defensively overall on total yardage? Do you know that offhand?
Offhand, I don't have it. I was actually just sitting here adding things up right now. They passed the ball 35 times and only rushed the ball 7 times, and it looks like they had 13, 14, 20, 26 yards, and then, 21 yards total rushing, and then we put in the JV and the second-string JV, and they got another 40 after that. So not much, and they completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, completed 14 passes against us. We kept them all in front, though, and got tackles on them. Didn't have anything really long. Nothing over, I think the longest pass here was probably 19 yards. So then we knew they were going to throw coming in. Unfortunately, they throw a lot of bubble passes, and we do too, so we kind of knew how to defend that.
Yeah, well, great. Well, that improves your record to 2-2 on the season. And next week, Coach, you'll go on the road to Vienna. That, of course, will be a Saturday afternoon game next week. And tell us what some of your concerns are about Vienna as you look forward to that game.
Well, last year they ran a little double wing, and it's tough to stop the double wing when you got the tight splits, and you need some big guys up front that can kind of shut things down. So we're going to work on that all week. We haven't seen their film yet, so we're hoping we get the film from them today and exchange with them. We'll be able to look at it and see where we need to go and what we need to do.
Yeah, they lost to Chester last night by a score of 43-13. Of course, Chester's you haven't played them yet, so it's not anything that you compare directly to, but still, it makes a difference when you can actually see the game film and be able to, prepare and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
What's the time frame on your guys getting back that you got out right now?
Right now, I feel like they're all going to be able to be back by next Friday, but that's, of course, two of them have doctor's appointments on Tuesday to see if they can be released. One of them with a shoulder injury, and the other one with a chest got a bruised sternum. So we're waiting to see if the doctors clear them on Tuesday. The hamstring issue on the tailback's just going to be, we took him out on Friday right after school. Had him run a sprint, and he went about 15 yards and kind of pulled up a little lame. Not bad, but a little lame. So, it's just going to be day-to-day and try to see where they're at as far as their injuries go.
Yeah. Well, as you look around the league here on the Black Diamond Conference, I know we're only 4 games into it, but you've had a chance to see Hamilton County and Cesar and Carmi and now Christopher. How do you sizing up the conference as you look at it?
I'll tell you, Cesar and Carmi are, especially Cesar. Cesar's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think it's going to very possibly come down to them and Fairfield in Week 9 to see who wins the conference championship. So I was really impressed with how good they were, solid all the way across, had great offensive line, good running backs. Carmi, I felt like, was pretty doggone good as well. They were big and strong and had good running backs as well. So they'll be in the mix there in that top 3 or so, I think. So, somebody's got to dethrone Fairfield, and we'll see if any of them can do it.
Well, even though you gave up 52 points against Carmi, you scored 21 offensively. You had to be happy about that, the fact that you could put 21 on a Coach Simon team.
Yeah, we of course we lost the running back in before the first quarter ended, and I think in Northcutt was the young man's name that's a real good running back for them, and we the tailback that got hurt was also the linebacker that was making a lot of tackles against that one. And we lost him, and that kind of deflated some kids, I think. And then we had some things snowball on us. I mean, it really shouldn't have been 52, but, we have youth in a lot of spots at quarterback, and a few mistakes were made and caused things to snowball on us. So I think we're better than 50-something to 21, but I think, they were still better than us, no question. But I don't know that it should have been a 52-point game. So we worked on that a little bit this week, trying to shore up some of those mistakes.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time this morning on the show, Coach. Again, congratulations on the win last night, improving to 2-2 on the season, and best of luck as you prepare for Vienna next week, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you bet. Thanks.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. That's Joe Rivers. He is the head coach of the Edwards County Lions, and again, a big win for them last night in Black Diamond Conference play as they beat Christopher Ziegler-Royalton 42-6. Again, the Lions now 2-2 on the season, and they will take on Vienna-Goreville at Vienna next week in a Saturday afternoon game. Those of you who are familiar with the situation there know that they still don't have lights down there at Vienna, so they have to play all their home games on Saturday afternoons. Okay. Coming up just after 9 o'clock, we're going to be visiting with Bobby Brenneisen. He is the head football coach of the Centralia Orphans, as Centralia a winner last night in South 7 Conference play as they beat Carbondale 42-21. Last night was the first night of conference play for teams in the South 7. Also in that conference last night, Belleville-Altoff beat Mount Vernon 55-6. The game between Marion and Cahokia was postponed at Cahokia, but they will play that today at 2 o'clock at Cahokia and hope to get that in at that time. Some other scores that I did not give you, did not run through earlier in the show from the South Central Conference last night. You had Carlinville over Pana 55-39. Hillsboro beat Staunton 28-13. Vandalia over Litchfield 58-30. Greenville beat Piasaw Southwestern 42-12, and it was Roxana at Gillespie as well. And I did not get a score on that one, but we've got all those other ones. And again, all the other conference games all posted there as well on our sports website at AreaSports.net. Also still to come in the show today, we're going to be visiting with Robbie Kirk of the Sparta Bulldogs. They broke a long losing streak last night and a big win on the road at Pinckneyville. We'll talk to him about that. Brent Hefner, the head coach of the Effingham Hearts, is going to join us this morning on the show. Being the first time that we've had him visit with us, as the Hearts making some noise there in the Apollo Conference, and a big win for them last night over Lincoln as they win that one 63-14. Also in the Apollo Conference last night, it was Mattoon over Charleston 41-24, and Taylorville beat Muhammad Seymour 31-12. Joe Clark, the El Dorado Eagles coach, he will join us later on in the show. Also, we will have Kenzi Tate, longtime baseball or softball outstanding player there, not only at Mount Vernon High School, but also went on to play softball at UT Martin. She's now a graduate assistant at SIU Carbondale and also instructing softball skills, particularly softball pitching, down at Marion. And she and some other girls are going to be hosting a very, very important and very big softball clinic that's going to be coming up in Marion at Ray Fosse Park here real soon. So we're going to talk to her about that this morning. And I think if you have a daughter or a granddaughter that plays softball, well, you might want to tell them about this so they can participate in this event, because this is really going to be some great instruction from, I think, 6 different coaches, including Kenzi Tate. And you'll learn a lot and be able to hone your skills in a lot of areas of softball. So we'll talk to her about that later on this morning here on the Sports Couch. So we invite you to stay tuned, and we will be back as the show continues in just a moment.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
Roadhouse Harley-Davidson is putting Mount Vernon, Illinois back on the map. At Roadhouse Harley-Davidson, we look forward to meeting each unique customer and welcome all motorcycle enthusiasts. We have it all, from new and used bike inventory, motor clothes, parts, and a service department that is second to none. Roadhouse Harley-Davidson is the newest full-service Harley-Davidson dealer in the nation, located right off Interstate 57 in Mount Vernon, Illinois, open 7 days a week. Rest your boots and your bike at Roadhouse.
105.5 and 90.9 The Vine is proud to partner with Mount Vernon's newest family eatery, La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. La Fiesta offers a family-friendly, Christian-owned, alcohol-free environment the whole family will enjoy. Located at 901 Prairie Avenue in Mount Vernon, La Fiesta offers daily specials that are easy on the family wallet. And children 5 and under eat free on Sundays. Their hours are 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant in Mount Vernon, a proud underwriter on Real Life Radio.
Wouldn't it be great if we all had a friend or neighbor you really trusted, or to help assist you in managing your money? A helping hand to look out for your best interest? Well, you do. That's exactly who Community First Bank is. Chances are you've seen us at the ball fields, in church, or right next door. Friendly, local Jefferson County residents. From the smiling, helpful tellers all the way to our executive board. We're proud to call Jefferson County home. We're always here to help. Community First Bank. Local matters. Member FDIC.
Most of us tend to take our printed materials for granted, but it's hard to imagine life today without print. Printing is communicating. Whether it's promotional, operational, or administrative, we're here to meet your printing needs. Peacock Print and Marketing has been serving the people in Southern Illinois since 1977. We're located at 1112 Jordan Street in Mount Vernon. Our phone number is 242-3157. Our website is peacockprinting.com. We believe in honoring God by serving our clients through print and marketing and helping them reach their full potential.
Force. 5. Put in the heart. Do your part. The American Christian rock band from Atlanta. Live at Effingham Performance Center. Sunday, October 8th. Rockin', raucous, faithful. Over a decade, 5 studio albums and 9 EPs, and the stage show incredible. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com/EPC 800-745-3000 or the box office. October 8th, your entertainment destination.
Hey! Are you looking for a place for your teenager to be transformed and grow spiritually? The Modified Youth Group at Orchardville Church is all about a kingdom movement among teenagers that is changing hearts. Our goal is to transform teenagers by bringing them to a deeper understanding of who God can be in their lives. We are training up students to make an impact in their schools, homes, and communities. For more information, visit orchardvillechurch.com or like us on Facebook at Modified Youth at Orchardville.
And welcome back to the Sports Couch. You're live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio. Also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. Live video streaming at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson, live in studio. Flying solo this morning. And let's see. I think we got somebody maybe joining us here right now on the phone. Let's see. 90.9. All right. Nothing like live radio, trying to do 3 things at once here. I need an extra person with me this morning, but unfortunately Danny's not with me. But, hey, I've got Coach Bobby Brenneisen of the Central Orphans with me right now. Good morning, Coach. Congratulations on the win last night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you beat the Carbondale Terriers 42-21 to open up South Severn Conference play, and it's got to feel good to get that win last night. That was a hard-fought game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know, Carbondale is a great football team. Got great athletes, you know, and when you can contain them and really, you know, with our defense holding them to 14 and our offense giving up that other 7, you know, that's definitely a good way to start it out.
Absolutely. Now, you came into last night's game actually state-ranked. You were ranked 9th in the state in Class 5A football. Is that something that the guys pay attention to and are aware of, or you kind of try to downplay that a little bit?
No, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's always, obviously, that's what you want to do to staying in the top 10 means you're winning some football games. So, obviously, that's our goal. And, you know, I mean, we don't really harp too much on it, but it's one of those things, you know, you got a bullseye on your back and got to be able to come in ready to play each week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, tell us, walk us through the game last night and tell us how it all played out. Did you jump out early on the Terriers, or is it something that was back and forth?
Yeah, no, we jumped out early, and then, you know, I think it was 14-0, and 14-7, and then, like, we're actually watching film right now. We saw where, you know, for first time all season, our offense, you know, we fumble, give them the ball in like the 20, and then we snap it over our QB's head, and, you know, goes in the end zone, and they score another one. So it's one of those things that we really shot ourselves in the foot in that aspect, and now you give credit. Carbondale did a great job defending, you know, the run, you know, with Javon and Ty. You know, so you definitely got to give hats off to them for being ready to go, and they have some great players on that, especially that defensive side of the ball. And then on offense, it was really, really nice to see our defense buckle down, and we're able to contain their guys and, you know, hold them to 0 in the second half, and then hold them to just that 14 in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, this is your second year at the helm there of the Central Orphans, and last year, of course, you got to play a couple of weeks in the playoffs last year. You went 8-3 overall. And how many guys are back from that team last year that had the success? I know Javon for sure, but who are some of the others that are key returners?
Yeah, well, as far as what we lost our entire front 7 on defense.
Wow.
All but one guy that's kind of back. He didn't start last year for us, but yeah, our front 7 on defense, and then we lost a lot of 3 of our 5 on offense. We do have our center back from last year who started these past, since he's a sophomore. John Keeler, Jordan Maines, Jamie Long, who was a freshman last year, now as a sophomore. At wideout, running back, DB. I'm trying to think. I mean, we didn't have a whole heck of a lot coming back as far as guys that had a lot of time. But we're very fortunate that we've had some guys that are able to step up and fill in some of those roles.
Well, you got to be really pleased with the way that the guys are playing right now, because your Orphans are sitting here 3-1 after 4 weeks, after losing that front seven and some others.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of new guys, new faces out there, and we're finally starting to gel. And especially on the defensive side of the ball, they had a heck of a game last night and really stepped it up from the previous 3 weeks. And offense kind of let our defense down a little bit, and in my opinion, last night we didn't play very well. So it's just one of those things that I'm hoping that one of these weeks, or starting next week, we'll put it all together.
Mm-hmm. Well, at this point in the season, after 4 games, what are you most happiest with, or where do you think you're farthest along? Would it be your offense or your defense?
I'm just happy we got more wins than we got losses.
Okay, that's a good diplomatic way to put it. No doubt about it. Now, next week it doesn't get any easier, as you have to travel over to Belleville to take on those Althoff Crusaders. And what concerns you the most about them?
Oh, everything, man. They're a very good football team. I think they're ranked 14 or something in the state for a great reason.
Sure.
They got caps all across the board. They're huge up front. We're excited. It's like we said, though. It's week 2 of our goal of trying to go after a conference championship. So we got to make sure we try and take care of business come Friday.
Do you feel like Belleville Althoff is probably the team that you've really got to try to beat in order to win a conference championship this year? Are they the team to beat?
Well, yeah, they're the guys that have been on top the past few years.
Right.
I think you can ask any of the coaches in the South 7. They're the ones that are top dogs. Until you can take them down, that's your chances of winning a conference title. Go out the window until someone can take them down.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed looking at some of the photos of your program and on Twitter and Facebook and things like that, you've spent a lot of time in the off season weightlifting. And talk about how important that is, the strength conditioning and things that you've done with your orphan players.
Yeah, doing the weightlifting in the off season, we really try and harp on that. That's when it starts. You got everybody across the board in the state of Illinois doing some sort of off season training, and so we really try to get on the guys, especially the ones that aren't in the sports. And I'm one of those guys. I'm all for. I'd rather they need to be playing as many sports as they can, but the ones that aren't in those sports, they need to be in the weight room. And this year we were pretty good with that. They're getting here at 6 a.m. and getting their lift in, and we just got to keep increasing the numbers for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, for those people who may not know you, Bobby, and don't know your background, tell us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and that sort of thing. I know you went to McHenry University, but tell us some more about yourself.
Yeah, I went to Sacred Heart Griffin High School. Won a couple of state titles back in the day, a long time ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And then went to Coach Kill, brought me in at SIU, stayed there for 3 years. I played quarterback, ended up transferring out, going to Quincy for my last 2 years, and finishing up playing football there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Boy, you've got a great football pedigree then, because Sacred Heart Griffin, that's a serious football program up there.
Oh, yeah. They are. It's some good stuff. I compare it to orphan basketball down here.
Yeah, for sure. And then also to play for Jerry Kill, or not play for Jerry Kill, but I mean to be alongside with Jerry Kill there, at SIU for sure. And then the inspiration that he gave you, not only as a coach, but probably even off the field as well, when you look at all the things he's battled in his life.
Oh, man, Coach Kill, it's up there. Between him and Coach Leonard, I've been very fortunate. And then my dad, obviously, I throw my dad in there because, I consider those 3 guys the 3 that have had huge influences on me. And while I've only get to be able with Coach Kill for a year, man, if you don't take something away from what he has, then, you're in the wrong business. But those 3 guys, they've had great impacts on me, and, I've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm. And for those people who maybe have not been to the Centralia football facilities in a few years since they opened the new facilities there, I've got a picture up on our screen for those people who are watching our live video stream now on AreaSports.net. And you've got a great football complex there, don't you, at Centralia High School?
Yeah.
You really do.
Fantastic, yeah. And our Randy, our head maintenance guy, does a fantastic job on the field. It's pristine. He gets guys calling all the time about how he keeps it looking so good. And, and then the facilities we got there, they're fantastic. We're very fortunate.
And even though Centralia has long been known, for their basketball accomplishments, you guys are pretty serious about your football too, and that's good to see.
Oh yeah, and you see that, when you look up in the stands, it's a full packed stands, and that's awesome. The kids, it's great for the kids, it's great for the community, and obviously we want to keep winning.
Oh yeah.
Start with that, but no, we have awesome support. We couldn't be more happy about the support we get from the community, administration, and the kids and everything else. It's awesome. It's a great environment.
Well, we've talked about some of your players this morning. I want to give you a chance to talk about and brag on and thank some of your assistant coaches. So who's working with you along the sidelines this year, Bobby?
Yeah, offensively, I'll go down the line. I got Chase Alcourt, my brother-in-law, does the receivers. I got Al Bazil, who's an NFL running back. He does our running backs and helps with the D-line, runs our JV. I got Eric Benoff, who also, he's our head O-line guy, and then does the JV as well. And then Jake Lund does our offense and defensive line, along with Eric and Al, and he's also a JV guy. And then I got Brad Guai, who's our D coordinator linebackers, and Todd Bowers, kind of like his right-hand man doing the secondary.
That's great. You got a good lineup of coaches there assisting you alongside. That's wonderful.
Definitely.
Yeah. So off the field, let's talk about what else you like. Are you a Cardinal fan, Cub fan?
Oh, Cub fan.
Cub fan. All right.
Heck yeah.
You got to be excited about what happened yesterday then at Wrigley, huh?
Oh man, that was good stuff. I got to watch a little bit of it. So that was good stuff.
And then as far as college football, who do you like to follow?
No, I'm out there. I'm Miami Hurricanes.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
Back at Ken Dorsey, McGahee, all those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. And then what about college basketball? You follow any of that?
I'm Duke.
Duke
always,
man.
Always like Duke, yeah.
A Duke man. All right. Okay. Well, that's it. That's interesting. I'm sure that you have a good time with some of your other people on the staff up there at Centralia as far as competing and bragging rights and giving each other hard time. In fact, you got a former Ram up there on your teaching staff now. Trace Turner, I think, is a teacher up there at Centralia. Have you had a chance to get acquainted with Trace yet?
I've had a few run-ins, not anything too major yet, but just a few run-ins walking by, saying hello and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, he was quite the pole vaulter back in the day, so you'll have to talk to him about pole vaulting. Yeah.
Heck yeah. It takes a brave dude to do something like that.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to him about that. And, of course, his dad is Clint Turner, who coaches track and cross country at Mount Vernon and has for over 20 years. So there's the connection there. So, yeah, interesting guy. But, it's great. Well, Bobby, hey, it's been great to have you on the show this morning. We appreciate your time. Again, congratulations on the win last night over Carbondale and improving to 3-1 on the season. And, again, ranked in the top 10 there in Class 5A. And keep it rolling, and best of luck as you prepare for Belleville-Oftoff next week, okay?
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet. Take care. Bye-bye. It's Bobby Brenneisen, the head football coach there at Centralia, and again, he's in his second season. And again, a great football pedigree he has, having played high school football at Sacred Heart Griffin in Springfield. Man, those guys are perennial powerhouses year in and year out. And then, of course, he goes to SIU and to Quincy, and just had some great experiences and worked around some great people, which has influenced him, and loves what he does there at Centralia, teaching and coaching. And again, they were 8-3 last year, made it into the second round of the playoffs last year in football. And it's a big deal for Centralia Orphans because everybody knows about their basketball success, but hey, he's keeping them successful in football as well. So hats off to him. Well, stick around. When we come back, we're going to shift gears for just a moment, talk a little softball with you this morning, as we're going to visit with Kenzi Tate. A lot of you remember Kenzi from high school softball in Mount Vernon. We'll talk to her coming up next on the Sports Couch. Stay tuned.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
Music and ministry on the Vine is provided by Tony Wilt State Farm Insurance Agency in Mount Vernon. Tony Wilt State Farm Insurance Agency specializes in providing your life, health, auto, and home insurance, as well as complete financial services. They are located at 4121 South Water Tower Place in Mount Vernon. Their phone number is 242-1421, and their website is TonyWilt.com. We are grateful for their underwriting support.
Are you going out of town for a vacation or a weekend getaway? What are you going to do with your dog? That's easy. There's Jagger's Doggy Daycare in Mount Vernon. Jaggers Doggy Daycare is your one-stop shop for overnight dog boarding, doggy daycare, as well as dog grooming and obedience dog training. It's your dog's home away from home, and they will thrive, and they'll get one-on-one attention by a great staff. More information is available on the web at jaggersdoggydaycare.com. Jaggers Doggy Daycare, 414 Main Street in Mount Vernon.
105.5 and 90.9 The Vine is thankful for the ministry partnership with Country Bob's All-Purpose Sauce in Centralia. Country Bob's product line includes the original all-purpose sauce, seasoning salt, barbecue sauce, spicy all-purpose sauce, honey habanero, apple chipotle, and marinara. Country Bob's is located on U.S. Highway 51 south of Centralia and can be reached by calling 800-373-2140.
And welcome back to the Sports Couch here live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio, and also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. We have live video streaming right now at AreaSports.net, live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson live in studio. Danny not with us this morning as he is still in the midst of the harvest season and making some progress out there, we hope, and hopefully he'll be back with us in the next week or so. We're going to shift gears and talk about softball right now, as we have on the phone with us somebody that you'll remember as a very outstanding softball player. In fact, she was the player of the year in Southern Illinois when she played at Mount Vernon High School, and that is Kenzi Tate. She joins us right now. Good morning, Kenzi. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Good to have you on the Sports Couch. And a lot of people know that after you had that great career at Mount Vernon that you went on and played softball at UT Martin. And I believe I had a chance to interview you at least once while you were at UT Martin, but you had a great career down there, didn't you?
Yeah. I had a great experience playing at UT Martin and loved every second of it.
Yeah, the Skyhawks, I got some pictures up on the screen of you whining and firing there from the pitcher's mound, and a photo of you and some of the other girls on your team. And I'm sure you stay in contact and stay close with those girls that you played softball with, don't you?
Oh yeah, lifetime friends for sure. Actually, last weekend some of them came down. They just happened to be in St. Louis and came to visit, and I'm actually flying to D.C. in December to go see one of them. So really close to those girls still.
Well, that is really, really neat. Well, the main reason we have you on the show, of course, this morning is because we want to talk about a very special softball clinic that you are involved with, that you are putting on down at Marion, and that is going to be at the Ray Fosse Field, and that's coming up here in October, right?
Yeah, that's right. October 7th and 8th. I'm offering a softball clinic in Marion, so for Southern Illinois girls. I know that my parents had put a lot of travel, a lot of time, a lot of money into getting me the best coaching experience that I could get, and that's something that I feel like I need to give back to Southern Illinois. One of my pet peeves is if you have, give, and if you learn, teach. So I wanted to bring something back here to Southern Illinois where girls didn't have to travel hours and hours, and they also wouldn't have to spend hundreds of dollars. So,
well, that is awesome. Yeah, and it's called the Next Level Softball Clinic, and it's actually going to emphasize pitching, hitting, as well as a fielding clinic, and it's for ages 8 through 12, and then also, I guess, a separate group of 13 and up. Is that right?
That is right. So we're offering our 8 through 12, like you mentioned, and 13 and up. We're also offering a recruiting seminar after our last session on Sunday. So although we're working on pitching, hitting, and fielding, I honestly think this recruiting seminar is going to be the most important, because it's just something that is left out until you get to that point and it hits you all of a sudden and you have no clue what to do. This is brand new. So I think for parents, coaches, the players, that is extremely important to get a head start on, especially if they are looking to play at the next level, because it can be very, very overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, talk about the cost of the clinic and how they sign up and the times and that sort of thing. It's going to be on October 7th and 8th. That's a weekend. So, and it's at Ray Fosse Park in Marion. So talk about the cost and the sign-ups and how they do that.
That's right. So you will sign up through Marion Youth AreaSports.org, and you'll sign up by your top 2 positions. If you register by September 29th, it also includes a T-shirt. It costs $75 for 4 hours of instruction. So, and there's a limit of 65 girls per age group.
Okay. And I'm trying to put the graphic up on the screen right now so people can see that a little bit closer there. There we go. Yeah, and there's going to be other instructors that are going to be there with you as well, right?
That's right. So I have 5 other instructors with me. All of them play Division I softball. A couple that are local are Allison Johnson. There used to be Allison Smiley. She played for Johnson City. Jessa Thomas, she played at Johnson City. Now, Alexa Becker, she played at Mater Dei, but she played at Murray State, and she was a very, very good shortstop. I know she was always all-conference, and she also coaches a travel team over in St. Louis, and right now she's doing a big clinic over there with some big-time coaches like Auburn softball and stuff. So she'll be another one that we're bringing in that has a lot of knowledge.
Well, that's great. Well, anybody that's listening right now that's got a daughter that has played softball and wants to get better at softball, whether it be your daughter or your granddaughter, you know that to have access to 6 Division I softball players over the course of a couple of days and do that for just $75, you know that for sure is a bargain. It's very valuable.
Oh, yeah, I know. There is a group of girls who travel around the U.S. right now, and I know it's over $200 for a girl. And then it's also, if coaches want to be there and parents, they also have to pay to be included in it. And I want coaches to be there. I want parents to be there after the clinic. I want them to ask questions, whatever it might be. I want to give these girls the opportunity to learn from these elite players.
Yeah, that is really neat. Now, after your playing days at UT Martin, you're now a graduate assistant, I believe, down at SIU Carbondale. Is that correct? And you're also pitching instruction at a local facility down in Marion. Is that true?
Yeah, that's correct. So I was strength and conditioning graduate assistant at SIU Carbondale, and I had the pleasure of working with some amazing athletes ranging from football all the way down to golf, men's and women's. So that was a great learning experience on the other side of the sport, because you not only have to build on the field, but off the field. And then, so at night, I used to do pitching lessons. So finishing up my master's degree now, I'll be finished in December with a degree in sports administration. And, yeah, like I said, just an awesome experience working with all those athletes. And
well, yeah. Let's give a plug as to where it is that you do the pitching instruction at for those people who are interested.
Yeah, I am at Future Swings in Marion, Illinois, off 13. It's youngsters, I believe. So right on the edge of Marion.
Okay. And again, for people who want to sign up for this next level softball clinic that to be held on October 7th and 8th, you do that online through the website MarionYouthSports.org, right? That's MarionYouthSports.org.
That is correct.
Okay. And again, it's for ages 8 through 12 or 13 and up. And again, it's going to be emphasizing pitching, hitting, and fielding clinic. And then also you mentioned about the recruiting side again. And talk about that again and why that's so important.
Yeah, so we want to bring all of our knowledge to the table when it comes to recruiting. We'll tell our stories and what these girls need to do to get a head start. Because I know this seems crazy, but softball, you start getting recruited when you're a freshman in high school. Can you imagine graduating 8th grade and, thinking about college? I mean, that's insane to me, but, I mean, it's reality. Mm-hmm. So being able to understand how to contact these college coaches. What do I do if they contact me? What do I say to them? How do I go about this? What do I need to do to get seen? And these things are, you get recruited in high school kind of in softball. It's a lot of travel ball. So, and if you don't have a coach who knows a lot about it, it can be really challenging just for the parents and the girls itself So especially when you're 14 years old and you're thinking about college, you're not really sure what to do. So
right.
Just
Well,
give them $1 on that.
absolutely. And I recall at the time when you were in high school, I recall talking to both your mom and dad, Kevin and Kim, who I have on the screen with you, by the way, on your senior day there at UT Martin. I remember them talking to me and saying about what a stressful thing it was trying to decide, what you were going to do and where you were going to go, because you had so many different schools that were reaching out to you, coaches reaching out to you that wanted your talents to come play for them at their college, and it was a tough decision for you before you ended up going to UT Martin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge decision, and I believe I was getting recruited my sophomore, junior year, so I mean you're still 16, 17 years old, making one of the biggest decisions of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to understand how to pick out which colleges fit best for you is very important. I mean, I think most important is you're getting your education. So knowing what you want to do, making sure that program has what you want to do before you go in there. I would hate to go to, I'd like to go play Alabama, but guess what? They don't have my degree.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have to look somewhere else. And I think girls forget about that. We get caught up in the softball scene sometimes, and we forget about how important the education aspect of it is.
Yeah, and that is really the most important thing when it's all said and done, because when your playing career is over, it's what are you going to do for your livelihood and for the rest of your life, and that is what's really important, is to be able to study what you want to study.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Luckily, I still do softball, but a lot of girls don't. I mean, softball is it's just my passion. I know this is what I want to do. I want to help build young girls, and but if not, I have my sports administration degree. I have an undergraduate degree in exercise science, and now I'll have my master's degree in administration. So what if something happens and I can't do lessons anymore? Now I have that degree to fall back on. So education is something that nobody can ever take away from you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And you were an outstanding softball player there, of course, at UT Martin. You were first team all-conference in the Ohio Valley Conference, I think, 2 years, and I think you hold the RBI record perhaps at UT Martin and perhaps some other things as well. So you certainly left your mark there. But still, with all that success, what's really important is what you do now off the field and do for your career. And it sounds like you have set your goals and you're following that pathway, and it's all working out for you. So we're really happy for you, Kenzi.
Thank you very much.
And again, we want to encourage people to get online and sign up for this softball clinic on October 7th and 8th. And again, it's going to be held at Ray Fosse Park in Marion, and it's to emphasize pitching, hitting, and fielding. And again, it'll be instructed by not only Kenzi Tate, but also 5 other girls who played Division I college softball. The cost is $75, which includes a T-shirt, and so it's a heck of a deal, and it's open to girls ages 8 through 12 as well as 13 and up. And again, to sign up for that, you just go online to the website MarionYouthSports.org. That's MarionYouthSports.org. Anything else that we left out, Kenzi, that we need to mention this morning on this?
I don't think so. I really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate your time, and we're so happy to see you continuing with success off the softball field. I know you'd probably still love to be playing, but those days are behind you. But it's just neat that you can still work with girls and enjoy the passion that you have for the game of softball. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, I have the best job in the world.
That's awesome. All right. Well, have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us this morning on the Sports Couch. All right, and good luck with that clinic.
Thanks so much.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. That's Kenzi Tate. Again, grew up in Mount Vernon, played at Mount Vernon High School, of course, was all Southern Illinois Player of the Year while she was in high school at Mount Vernon, and had a great career there at UT Martin, as I mentioned. And what a wonderful softball clinic that her and some other girls have put together October 7th and 8th coming up in Marion, and really encourage you to get involved and participate in that. Well, stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Sparta Bulldogs. They broke a big losing streak last night. Yeah. We're going to talk to Coach Robbie Kirk coming up next, right here on the Sports Couch.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
This is Kima for Meager Pest Control. We are honored to partner in radio ministry with 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine. Meager Pest Control is Christian-owned and veteran-owned and offers effective pest control services using industry-leading products with proven methods of application. Meager Pest Control covers your residential and commercial pest control needs.
Call my daddy at 315-5212 or find us on Facebook. Meager Pest Control!
Glassmasters is proud to be an underwriting supporter of 90.9 The Vine. Glassmasters is a full-service glass company serving Mount Vernon, Fairfield, McLeansboro, and the region. Larry Hefner and the Glassmasters team specialize in repairing windshields, including broken glass, rock chips, and cracks. At Glassmasters, their mobile repair unit can come to your home, office, or business. Their phone number is 599-1985. Glassmasters, a full-service glass company.
Hey, welcome back to the Sports Couch. You're live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio, and also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. We have live video streaming right now at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson, live in studio. Well, last night, big win for the Sparta Bulldogs as we shift gears back into high school football again, as Sparta had a long losing streak that they were happy to get off their back last night and snap. And they snapped it on the road against one of their rivals, the Pinckneyville Panthers, as the Bulldogs won it last night by a score of 28-7. Joining us on the phone right now is Mount Vernon native and former outstanding Mount Vernon football player, Robbie Kirk. He's the head coach of the Sparta Bulldogs. Good morning, Robbie. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right this morning. It's been a long time since I've talked to you.
Been a long time, and it's been a long time since the Bulldogs won a football game, and I'm so happy for you that you got that off your back last night and got back in the winning ways. That feels good, doesn't it?
It feels like 6 pianos just got lifted off my back, that's for sure.
Well, tell us about the game last night, and that was at Pinckneyville, right?
Yeah, they came out strong. We had to play our best guys, and some of them happened to be sophomores, which means some of our older kids weren't playing, and we just knew going forward after going 0-3 that it was going to be a rough start. So we started a couple younger guys at defensive back and ended up giving a touchdown on that first drive, but offense came back and scored a touchdown, and the defense after that very first drive just really picked it up. Pinckneyville gave us a couple of turnovers. They gave us the fumble that we took back for a touchdown. They gave us the interception that we took back for a touchdown. But the boys earned it too, and it's just a big bounce back from Freeburg week 1 where we gave up 62 points and be able to, keep a team just to one touchdown. Defensively, the boys needed that confidence. And offensively, we've been averaging about 2 touchdowns a game, and we'd really like to pick that up. And it's hard to do that because every week, I don't know how many turnovers we've had, but we had 6 last night that we turned the ball over, and I'd say we probably in 4 games have had about 15 either interceptions or fumbles, and we got to figure out a way to hold on to football better and not give it up to the team, other teams so much. But if we can finally put it all together, I think we got a good chance to get to Nashville.
Well, it's not like you haven't been scoring, because you have. You scored in every game. You scored 18 against Freeburg. You got 13 against Benton. You got 16 against West Frankfort. And then, of course, you win last night, again over Pinckneyville, by scoring 28 points. So it's not like you haven't been able to score offensively. It's just got to tighten up that defense somewhat, don't you?
Yeah, and that was a good. We put our offense in, and in the summer we really worked on that and focused on that. When the season starts, we really just focus on how to stop the other teams, and our defense has gotten better and better each week. We're excited about that, and once the defense improves, then you can go back to your offense and say, hey, we need to expand here, depending on how your guys are performing. So. We had our sophomore quarterback come in last night. and he got his first win, which only helps us on our edge because it puts our former quarterback, who's a better running back in general and a better blocker, it just helps our offense produce a lot better. So all in all, it was just a good feel of the game offensively last night for us. But we just got to get those young guys to hold on to football a little bit better.
Well, I got a couple of interesting photos up on the screen right now, Robbie, for those people who are watching our live video stream on AreaSports.net. This was kind of a family affair type of win for you last night at Pinckneyville, right? And explain to me the photos that I've got up on the screen right now. It's you next to a Pinckneyville cheerleader, and then you holding a couple of kids next to that Pinckneyville cheerleader. That's some kind of family, so explain that to me.
It is. You know, my girlfriend, Ellie, we've been together for 2 years, and her family, her cousin, Janae, she's married to Tim Yates, and he's a very good football player from Pinckneyville a long time ago. And anyway, his daughter is a Pinckneyville cheerleader, so it's got its own little family rivalry there.
Sure.
You know, his wife, she's like, well, I don't know, do I wear royal blue or do I wear Pinckneyville, North Carolina blue?
All right, yeah.
It's funny, but yeah, it's bittersweet though because I worked over there. I got guys that were on my staff,
right?
The last few years that are over there, and it's bittersweet no matter how you look at it. I mean, the wins are definitely are better, but you still can't. All the history that you have with Pinckneyville, it's tough on those guys, and you feel for them, but you just got to support them. I know Pinckneyville's off to DeCoin next week, and we wish them the best, and and that's what we're doing now. We're focusing on Nashville, hoping to keep the winning streak going there.
Yeah. Well, and again, breaking that winning streak was so important, but breaking it at Pinckneyville is kind of doubly exciting for you with that family connection there. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's the Nashville Hornets next week, and you're preparing for them right now. What concerns you the most about the Hornets as you look into that Week 5 opponent?
They put up so many points, and that offense, it's a system, just like Anna Jonesboro and DeCoin. They have a system, and when you have a system that those kids have been doing since they're a little bitty, and everybody, it's just we haven't had much luck stopping them in the past. I know Sparta hasn't beat Nashville in 11 years, so it's going to be a tough game, and it's one of them things where do you match up your size with their size, or do you match up your speed with their size? And we're just going to try a little bit of everything. We're still going to break down film, see where we feel like their weaknesses are, but they look tough. They play some tough teams. They play a lot of the Cahokia Conference teams, and those guys are just as talented as our Ohio River Conference that we play in the beginning. So it'll be a game. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter, I feel, as long as turnover battle doesn't bite us early on. But we're going to have to get in shape this week, and everybody's going to have to be on their A game.
Mm-hmm. And one more thing before I let you go, Robbie. I got a photo up on the screen from, I think, the end of last year. You've had some of your players participate in that Southern Illinois All-Star football game. It looks like you're pictured with 4 of them there. Tell us quickly about those guys.
Oh, yeah. Our seniors last year, that was a great group of kids. And when you go 0-9, there's not much to look forward to, but that was like our last opportunity for us all to get together and have some good memories. And that's something I really appreciate doing, for our kids. And it's a good thing that all the coaches from our area, we all get together and put that on. And it's just, I'm very humbled to be a part of that group. And, I look forward to it every summer.
And then also you got to recently get together with Coach Dan Mings, your former coach at Mount Vernon, who, of course, is at Johnson City, and he just recently got his 100th career coaching victory in high school football. I know you are very happy for him.
Oh, absolutely. I went down there, and Johnson City, his brother took him out scouting and just to get him out of the house, and then everybody showed up, and they pulled in, and he was so surprised to see everybody there, and it's just amazing. He's been going for 23 years and got his 100th win, and I'm sitting here at 10 wins, and I don't even know how they can even come up with 90 more. How hard it's been. I'm right behind them. I got about 90 more to go, and I'll be right there.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know how these guys do it every year. All these decades they've been doing it, but Dan's a big role model of mine, and I hope to be up there with them one day.
Yeah. Well, Robbie, again, congratulations on the win last night. I'm glad you broke that streak, and I hope that you can keep it going. Best of luck as you prepare for the Nashville Hornets next week, okay?
Thanks, Randy, for all you do. I appreciate it.
All right, take care now. All right, bye-bye. It's Robbie Kirk, former outstanding football player, of course, at Mount Vernon. He was all-conference, heck of a player. Went on, played college football at McHenry, and then, of course, been coaching now at Sparta for the last few years, and big win for them last night at Pinckneyville. Well, we're going to talk to another new coach with us on the show this morning. In just a moment, we're going to visit with Brett Hefner. He is the head football coach of the Effingham Flaming Hearts, and they got a huge win last night in the Apollo Conference as they beat Lincoln 63-14. We'll talk to Coach Hefner coming up next, right here. Stay tuned.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
105.5 and 90.9 The Vine thanks Swibbles Repair and Sales in McLeansboro for their monthly underwriting support of local Christian radio. They repair small engines and ag equipment, and they sell small engine parts, including oil filters and belts. They have agriculture aftermarket parts, interstate batteries, big truck parts, and truck lighting. As Steel and Husqvarna dealers, they offer a wide variety of chainsaws, trimmers, and cut-off saws. Swibbles Repair and Sales in McLeansboro. Their phone number, 618-648-2227. Open Monday through Friday, Saturdays till noon.
Are you going out of town for a vacation or a weekend getaway? What are you going to do with your dog? That's easy. There's Jaggers Doggy Daycare in Mount Vernon. Jaggers Doggy Daycare is your one-stop shop for overnight dog boarding, doggy daycare, as well as dog grooming and obedience dog training. It's your dog's home away from home, and they will thrive, and they'll get one-on-one attention by a great staff. More information is available on the web at jaggersdoggydaycare.com. Jaggers Doggy Daycare, 414 Main Street in Mount Vernon. And welcome back to the Sports Couch. You're live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio, and also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites. We have live video streaming right now at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. I'm Randy Olson, live in studio. Glad that you're with us this morning, and we're going to talk to a new coach that's with us on the show this morning. We haven't had a chance to chat with him before, but looking at what they have done so far, we thought, hey, we got to get him on the show, and that is Brett Hefner, the head coach of the Effingham Flaming Hearts. They got a big win last night over Lincoln in Apollo Conference play by a score of 63-14. And Brett, hey, good to have you on the show. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to be on and visit with you.
Well, that's a big win for your Hearts program last night, beating Lincoln in conference play 63-14. That's a lot of points to put up. Tell us how you did that last night.
Yeah, it is a lot of points, but you get a special team score, you get a defensive score, you get a couple short punts and short fields, and we didn't have a ton of yards, but a lot of points and defensive special teams kicking in. You can get up to 63 pretty quick.
Well, it sounds like you're real happy and pleased with the way your defense is playing so far, huh?
Yeah, they've been outstanding. We thought coming into it that would be a strength for us. We had 9 starters back, and really of those 9 guys, 8 of them are 3-year starters. So we thought we had a chance to be pretty good defensively, especially our 4 down linemen and 2 inside linebackers have all played. Going into this year, it was going to be our 3rd year, so they're playing about like we thought they would.
Well, that was your first home game last night. I'm sure it was you're finally glad to be home in front of the hometown fans, weren't you?
Yeah, I tell you what, it was interesting when the schedule came out with the conference changes and all that, and our first 3 games were on the road. I'm looking at it going, heck, we don't play at home till week 4. But with a veteran team, it didn't bother me as much. And it was nice to know going into last night that that 5 out of our last 6 were going to be at home. So it was great to get the home opener. Had a great crowd, great weather, and hopefully have another great one next week.
Well, for those people who are watching our live video stream right now on AreaSports.net, I've got a team photo of your squad up on screen right now, and it looks like you've got some size on that Hearts team this year, Brett.
We do, we do. The guys have done a great job. This is their third year in the system. They've done a great job in changing their bodies. But offensively up front, our right tackle goes about 300. Our right guard's probably 240. Center's right around there, 240, 250. Left guard, he's the light one of the group. He's probably only about 225. And our left tackle's 285. And then defensively, our 2 ends are pretty big guys. One of them 6'4", 240. The other one's about 6'3", 230. So we're fortunate in that we have some size up front. And the fact that it's their third year in the system has really been beneficial as well.
Yeah, that is some really good size, and I'm sure that you emphasize a lot of weightlifting and strengthening and conditioning in the off season. What else did you do in the summertime and the off season to get ready for this year?
Well, the biggest thing is, and you're right, those guys bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, and our attendance, not only this past year, but all 3 years from these guys has been great. And we're fortunate. I don't think a lot of people say it enough. We're just blessed genetically. We've got some kids who grew some this over the summer, which helped. And then that metabolism slows down. They're able to put on a little bit of weight. So you take their work ethic and their habits along with some good genetics, and it's worked out pretty well for us this year.
Well, you got to be thrilled with where you're sitting at right now in the Apollo Conference, because you're 3-0 in the conference and 3-1 overall. And actually, if you look at the enrollments, Effingham has the smallest enrollment of all the schools in the Apollo Conference. So you got to be happy.
Yeah, yeah, we are. It's been an interesting change. We talked about it when it first happened, and we're still not. For us, it's still not a great situation because we're the farthest south. As we talk right now, I'm in the middle of about a 2-hour and 15, 20-minute drive up to Lincoln for a lower-level football game. And, it's just a tough situation. We're sitting on an odd number of teams, so now in the middle of the year, you're still having to try and find a non-conference game. Like next week, we play Macomb, which we're fortunate this year that game's at home, but next year, that's about a 3.5, 4-hour bus ride. We're just the conference expansion. It's all happened north, and so here in 2 weeks, like we play Muhammad, and they're in the conference now. But for us to be where we're at, especially having played, Mount Zion and Taylorville already, who have been the conference champion the last 3 years, has come from those two teams. We do feel pretty good about where we're at and the fact that we kind of control how things go the rest of the way.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shifting in conferences, not only in your conference, but, of course, there's been some shifting in the Little Illini Conference. We've had some in the Black Diamond Conference and some in the Cahokia Conference, too. And I don't know where the dust is finally going to settle, but some of this travel is pretty expensive for some of the schools.
Well, it is. And not only that, but like our volleyball team. Our volleyball team had to go Tuesday night, had to go to Lincoln, midweek, and that combined with like you're saying, the expense of the travel, let alone, the kids, getting out of school early to have to go play a volleyball game and then getting back super late. I still think at the end of the day, from a football standpoint, the state's going to have to step in at some point, whether they go to district play or something, to try and get a handle on this, because people may dodge it, but at the end of the day, for most schools, football is going to be the root of it, and something's going to have to be done to where, whether we're in the districts or something along those lines, that eliminates a lot of this travel and a lot of the conference jumping, because financially schools are struggling anyway, and now you go on and throw the added expense of some travel when maybe you could avoid it. Would be nice to get straightened out.
Well, I know down a little bit farther south, down towards us here, I know a couple of weeks ago we had some teams that were playing out-of-state opponents, and it was just crazy. I mean, I think Cahokia played a team from New Jersey, and another team played somebody from Louisiana. I mean, that's just nuts to have to schedule teams and games with teams out of state because of the way the situation is set up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you. And that's why we were nervous going into this year, because all of a sudden with the blind draw with the odd number of teams conference wise, our bye week out of conference was week 5. Well, most teams that are in a conference, they're going to be involved in their conference season at that point in the year, and the only people that you normally can go find to play is somebody that's a lot bigger than you. That I joked, I said we'll be driving to Cincinnati to play Moeller or St. Xavier, somebody with 4,000 kids that's won however many state championships. We're fortunate that Macomb is in a disbanded conference, and to be honest with you, I think they're playing 4 or 5 teams from our conference, and which is just a lot of travel for them.
Yeah, right. Well, you probably feel fortunate that you were able to schedule Macomb and not have to go out of state or something, because that way the trip's not as far as what it could have been, certainly.
Oh, yeah. Very fortunate. The only bad thing is, like, our lower level games struggling to find games for those, and we're fortunate right now. Our numbers are outstanding. We've got 35 freshmen right now, so trying to pick up and find games for them. When you get into travel like that for a varsity game, a lot of times you don't play lower level games. So the AD has to get creative a little bit and try and find some opponents for your lower level guys.
Do you know much about Macomb yet? Have you had a chance to see any game film on them?
I don't. We watched a little last night. I know Mount Zion beat them 36-0 last night. Mount Zion had to travel there. I know it'd be a long way for them to come here. I know it's a program that has a lot of tradition. I know they haven't had a lot of success recently, but they're not as bad off as us, but they're close. There's just nobody around them size-wise that they fit with, and they've kind of been left high and dry conference-wise.
Well, after beating Taylorville on the road and Mount Zion on the road, you're kind of in the driver's seat right now in the Apollo Conference if you guys can just take care of business the rest of the way.
Yeah, and we talked about that last night. The challenge for us right now is, and it's all a learning process. And we talked about sometimes it's harder to handle success than it is adversity. Adversity just everybody knows to put their head back down and keep working, and we're still learning a little bit how to handle success. We went through a few lulls last night where we had chances, I thought, to kind of put the game away sooner than what we did, and we kind of relaxed a little bit. They made a couple plays, and next thing you know, you're fighting again for a few more series. So that those sort of things we've got to get straightened out. We've been very fortunate to stay healthy. The most important guy that I see every night before we leave is our trainer. When he looks at me and says we're all good, I feel take a deep breath and say, okay, we've been pretty fortunate. We got a pretty good tailback. He's got about 920 yards through 4 games, and he had 203 yards last night on 16 carries, and we've been able to keep him healthy. And haven't had any major injuries. So, and that's part of the luck involved when everybody says, well, you got to be lucky. Well, I think a big part of that, especially for a school of our size, is, to stay healthy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, since this is the first time we've had you on our show, Brett, let's let people get to know you a little bit better. As outside of high school football, are you as far as baseball, are you a Cardinal fan or a Cub fan?
I'm a Cardinal fan. I grew up in Waterloo, Illinois, so not too far from Busch Stadium. So we spent a lot of time growing up over watching the Cardinals play. So Cardinal fan.
You're a good man then. You're a good man there for sure. Okay, how about college football? Who do you like to follow?
Well, I tell you, I certainly root for Illinois, your home state school, and I'm fortunate to be good friends with the coaching staff at some of the coaches at Miami of Ohio. So they've got a big one tonight. They're playing Cincinnati for homecoming. So I enjoy watching and cheering for Illinois and hoping they do well. And then my friends at Miami like to see them do well.
Great. And do you follow any college basketball?
A little bit. Again, staying with the home state school. Enjoy watching Illinois. Growing up, I was a big Indiana fan when Bobby Knight was there. That's changed a little bit through the years, but anytime your home state school can do well, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we appreciate having you on the show this morning. Again, congratulations on the success so far, and including the win last night over Lincoln, and best of luck as you prepare for Macomb next week. Okay, Brett?
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
You bet. Have a great weekend. Thank you. All righty.
You too.
Bye-bye. That's Brett Hefner. He is the head football coach of the Effingham Flaming Hearts, and again, they improved to 3-1 in the season, and they are 3-0 in conference play, and really they're in the driver's seat, having won 2 of those games on the road, as a matter of fact. So if they can just take care of business the rest of the way, they've got conference games still remaining with Mahomet Seymour, Charleston, and Mattoon, but no reason to believe that they should not be able to take care of business against those teams. So, but we'll see how it ends up, playing out here. Hey, when we come back, we got one more coach on the show, and that's the coach of the El Dorado Eagles. He's standing by, and that is Joe Clark. We'll talk to him next, coming up on the Sports Couch. Stay tuned.
It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
Christian music and programming on the Vine is provided by Kuntz Computers in Mount Vernon. If you have an iPad, iPhone, or an iPod and need repair, Kuntz Computers can help you. They also do PC sales and repair, laptop repair, server installation, wired and wireless networking. They also do custom logos and banner design and website development. Kuntz Computers is located at 2409 Broadway in Mount Vernon, and their phone number is 242-7514. Roadhouse Harley-Davidson is putting Mount Vernon, Illinois back on the map. At Roadhouse Harley-Davidson, we look forward to meeting each unique customer and welcome all motorcycle enthusiasts. We have it all, from new and used bike inventory, motor clothes, parts, and a service department that is second to none. Roadhouse Harley-Davidson is the newest full-service Harley-Davidson dealer in the nation, located right off Interstate 57 in Mount Vernon, Illinois, open 7 days a week. Rest your boots and your bike at Roadhouse. And welcome back to the Sports Couch here live on a Saturday morning on 105.5 and 90.9 The Vine Radio. Also streaming live worldwide on both of our websites, live video streaming at AreaSports.net and live audio streaming at WVYN.org. Hoping to connect here with Joe Clark, head coach of the El Dorado Eagles. They got a big win last night over Carmi, 38-14. I know that Joe is watching game film right now, and I got a feeling that he's got his ringer turned off. That happened to us one other time, but hopefully he will see that I called, and he will call us back. And I think maybe that is him calling back right now. Hold on. Yes, that is Joe Clark. He joins us right now, the head coach of the El Dorado Eagles. How are you, Coach? How are you doing all right this morning?
Doing very good.
Good.
I
figured you were probably watching some game film or something, trying to get ready for the next opponent, right?
Kids are eating donuts and chocolate milk, and I was doing some laundry.
Oh, donuts and chocolate milk this morning. All right, the breakfast of champions. There we go.
You know it.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, hey, I'm sure.
Part of the reward for getting it done on a Friday.
Well, and that you got it done last night. That's a big win over Carmi, 38-14. Walk us through that game last night. Tell us how it played out.
Haven't dug into the film completely, but overall, I mean, our energy was so high, and our kids were so ready to play, and just came out with their hair on fire and attacked the game in so many capacities. And we weren't perfect by no means. We had our breakdowns, but I mean, through the course of the game, you could just tell that we had the edge, and just a credit to our kids, as considering the circumstances, from getting, really a shot to the stomach, the week before, and just came out with a great week of preparation and took it to the grass on Friday night. I was proud of them.
Well, that's a credit to you and your coaching staff and the players for answering the bell and coming out strong last night and determined after that tough game last week.
Yeah, I thought it was a true test of character. I told the kids after the game that, we have some real developing young men, and it's football. I mean, we're not trying to make it something it's not, but it's pretty important to us. And, when you get defeated, and it's just, it hurts, how much work we put into it. It just, particularly, myself and our staff, a lot of us are hometown guys, and it just really digs at you a little bit. It's a disadvantage big time of coaching in your hometown, that you just feel like you really let your own community down. But the reality is, I could tell on Monday afternoons that, our kids were locked in and unfazed, and leadership took over and just did a great job just dealing with the adversity. And, you don't ever want to wish for adversity, but when you do have adversity, you love to see kids respond to it, because that's a true test and there's true lessons learned there.
Well, that's a good X's and O's coach you beat last night, too, and Kurt Simon. He always has his team ready to go and understands the game well and is able to make good adjustments. So for you to hold them to 14 points, I think, is a huge credit to your defense.
Our defense played well. Our defensive coaches, Brad Druss, Billy Tippett, they really stepped up and shored up some things defensively that and I got out of the way. I've kind of been meddling too much into the defensive side of the ball. I got out of the way, and those guys did a great job, not only in preparation, but also a few small in-game adjustments that really helped us. Carmi is a good football team, well-coached football team. Everybody knows that. But it was just our players just had a different edge, and it had little to do with Carmi as much as it did just us, and just our eagerness to get out there and play the game.
Well, elsewhere in the Black Diamond last night, Edwards County, Fairfield, Sester-Valier, and Chester all winners last night as well. Anything surprise you there?
I don't think so. I thought the Chester-Vienna game would be a little closer. But you never know what I haven't seen or read anything about it. A score doesn't always dictate, how the game flowed. But you're starting to see the division and the kind of three tiers in the league a little bit. But every Friday night, what I love about our league, every Friday night, is a little wide open. Obviously some teams are favored and some teams aren't, but we all have similar types of kids, and if they show up to play, it could be a pretty good brand of football. Mm-hmm.
You go on the road next week to McLeansboro, take on the Hamilton County Foxes, and I'm sure you're going to be doing some preparing for them today.
Yeah, we'll enjoy the success last night and then move on as quickly as we need to from the coaching staff perspective. Flip the script on Monday for the kids, but Hamco always plays us tough. It's a little bit of that rivalry. They always have physical kids. Coach Rush has had a ton of success in his career, and just kind of picking up the pieces a little bit to the developing program that he's got his hands on. But I expect them to be ready to play, and I expect us to be ready to play, and I hope it'll be a good ball game.
All right. As far as you know, everybody come out of the game fairly healthy last night for your Eagles?
Yes, sir. Nothing major. Just
good.
Just a few general football soreness and
good
bangs and bruises and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say I should have did it last week.
Sure.
My wife's birthday was last Saturday. I really butchered that.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to tell her a big-time belated happy birthday this Saturday. She's probably listening. So
absolutely.
Yep. She's the power behind the throne, Gretchen Clark. So sure do appreciate her and the rest of my family for supporting the time and the effort that it takes from the coaching staff.
Absolutely, and happy birthday, Gretchen, belated, yes, because you're right. Behind every good coach is usually a very strong and understanding wife that they have to understand and know the time that you put in as a coach and the many hours, and they got to be very patient, and a lot of people forget about that.
It's the tougher job by far.
It's tough, for sure. It's tough. Yeah. Hey, one more thing before I let you go. You don't have tickets for the U2 concert tonight, do you? In St. Louis?
U2, I do not. We have our town festival tonight.
Oh, cool.
For whatever's going on down there, maybe later on.
All right. Well, the reason I asked is because the concert's been called off now. They have postponed it or canceled it because of what's going on over there in St. Louis. So it's unfortunate. Right. But a lot of people from Southern Illinois were heading there tonight, but they won't be now as they have canceled that concert, which I'm amazed they did, but they did. So.
Wow. You never know, I guess, huh?
Yeah, we live in strange times, don't we? We do. All right. Joe, good to have you on the show as always. And again, congratulations on the win last night. And best of luck as you prepare for Hamilton County next week. All right.
Hey, thanks for having us on.
All right. Take care now. All righty. Bye-bye. Joe Clark, head coach of the El Dorado Eagles. And, I mentioned that little tidbit of information there for you if you were planning on attending the U2 concert tonight at the Big Dome in St. Louis. That has officially been canceled due to the protests and things going on in downtown St. Louis. They just don't want to bring 52,000 people into that situation, and I can understand that. So kind of bad for those people who are ticket holders. that planned on attending because U2 doesn't come along very often. Unsure if they're going to reschedule that or whether they're just going to refund everybody's money. That's still kind of up in the air, but I'm sure a more official word will come out later. But there is no concert tonight at the Dome. It has been canceled, at least for tonight. Hey, that's going to wrap up the show. We appreciate you joining us today on the Sports Couch. Thanks again to all of our guests that joined us: Justin Townsend, Joe Rivers, Bobby Brenneisen, Kenzi Tate, Brett Hefner, Robbie Kirk, and Joe Clark. And thanks to all of our underwriting sponsors for making it all possible. We will be back again next Saturday morning from 8:30 until 10. It's 90 minutes of great local sports talk. It is the Sports Couch right here on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net. Go out and have yourself a great day, everyone. Talk to you next week. So long.
This is your home for best Christian music.
WVYN, Blueford, Wayne City, Fairfield, Mount Vernon.
And now on Translator, W288CO Centralia, broadcasting at 105.5.
A service of Real Life Radio Foundation.
The best Christian music, 90.9